One of the masterminds behind our series, Amy Davis, joining me this morning. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. I'm a mastermind.
Apparently, there's lots of fancy words building up to all of your hard work, of course. So let's go to the beginning. How did the team come up with the idea to get customers to go straight to City Council?
Well, I mean, because I think all of us feel inundated when we get these emails in. Now we're looking at about 12 to 15 emails we get every week from Houston water customers, different ones each week, saying, hey, I just got a $1,200 bill. I've been fighting this $4,000 bill.
Different people, similar stories.
So earlier in the summer, I said, you know what, to try to keep up, let's do one story a week. And then now we're coming up on a year since we actually focused on this, gave it a name, our drained investigation. I said, you know what, let's start telling people, let's all just go to City Council together. So it's just been like within the last week and a half, 2 weeks, we said, as we get these emails, let's just tell people, will you be willing to go with us to City Council? Because we're going to go on October 31st. It marks 1 year since we started asking all these questions about the systemic problem. And let's let City Council members hear from these people directly from themselves.
Yeah, so what happened? How many people went?
So I showed up. You have to sign up to speak at City Council. And so when we checked yesterday morning, there were 11 people, including myself. And I'm like, okay, a lot of people said it's at 2 o'clock on a weekday.
On a weekday.
Yes, and people are like, well, I've got work, I've got, pick up my kids from school. But when we showed up yesterday, there were 27 people on the agenda. Out of something like, a little less than 50, 27 of them were there to talk about these water billing issues. And so we thought that was pretty significant. Mm-hmm. The City Council knows that all those people are there because the city secretary keeps track of who's coming and they make you tell you what you're going to talk about. So they were prepared in that they asked the water department to have customer account services people there. And as soon as the people finished talking to City Council, they'd say, okay, now if you go meet that man at the back of the room, they're going to take you downstairs so you can talk one-on-one with somebody in customer account services to try to resolve your issue. And so we're following up with every single one of those people because we want to know, was that lip service?
Yeah, was that any good?
Right.
Did that help anything?
We did know that as people were leaving, I didn't talk to any of them yesterday as they were leaving who said, it's clear, it's resolved. But all of them felt satisfied in that they at least got to speak with somebody who they feel like now understands what their problem is, with the promise to call them back, in their case assigned to somebody at the water department, because that's been half the battle. You know that there's a billing error, some sort of mistake, but you can't get anybody to talk to you about it and consistently be the same person and track your issue.
Yeah, talk about frustration. I know how that runaround goes. One of the City Council members, though, said that the water department is a joke. What was that about?
And a lot of them were critical. This was Mary Nan Huffman, and we've interviewed her. We interviewed her at the beginning of this year. And when we interviewed her at the beginning of the year, she was telling us about how many constituents that she had who were calling her office at the time, complaining about high water bills and errors and just things that they couldn't understand and they couldn't get answers to. A month after she did that interview with us, she got an $894 water bill. Wow. And so she was explaining to the rest of council how she did what any other constituent customer would do and then went through the water department, they gave her an adjustment. So they give you this sort of, unusually large bill adjustment or exceptionally high bill, which means we don't know why your meter registered that you used 60,000 gallons of water in 1 month when your normal usage may be 6. We can't explain it. So we're going to give you a one-time adjustment that lowers the amount that you're going to owe us. I mean, doesn't that sound like the customer somehow did something wrong? I mean, they're lowering the amount and you get
they're not taking the blame for it.
And you get one of these a year, and what they're not doing is figuring out why her meter had this really large spike. I mean, why did it show that she used 60,000?
Just fix it and charge me for the right amount.
Yes. And so then what we were asking, and what all these people are asking, is instead of just continuing to take months and months to make an adjustment, could we figure out what the overall problem is? I mean, since we started doing these stories, the complaints have escalated. We've seen more. And the council members, they said, so how many complaints are you getting a week or how many calls? And I said 12 to 15 a week. And one city council person, I believe it was Letitia Plummer, said, so you're basically just like a city council person, because that's what we're hearing too. Mm-hmm. And when I said we had managed to claw back or get credited about $80,000 to customers who have reached out to us in this last 12 months, she said, how did you do that? She said, because she's been working for weeks on a 90-year-old who's due a credit of something like $2,000, and she's been struggling. She finally did, but it took her as a city council person trying to work with Public Works. And this is once Public Works and the water department admits that something was wrong, but then they just take this long to try to give you your money back.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about not just like off by a little bit. We're talking about people who this could be like almost what they make in a year that they're getting billed for. It's just, I mean, I can't imagine the emotional toll that that's taking on everybody who's getting these bills.
No, and that is exactly why we wanted people there to speak to City Council directly. We compiled a video of other emails that people sent us with people reading off other emails so that they can hear these stories. And I know they're getting calls, although a lot of people who stood up said it never thought to me to call my council person, or I called my council person and nobody responded. Nobody called me back. And they said, I've sent repeated messages. So there's stories like Jan Adelman. We're going to let you hear what he said to council. I worked with him back at the beginning of the year trying to get a bill resolved that he's about to talk about. And then after that, just recently, he had another one of these huge high bills. It just makes people get to the breaking point.
So he got hit twice.
He got hit twice. So that's why he was back at City Council yesterday.
My water consumption, according to this bill, was 29,000 gallons. My wife was in the hospital 19 days during that time. So there's no way we use that water. I wasn't home. And as a side note, my wife passed away less than a month after that bill. So anyhow, I tried to contact the city. I did everything I could. Ran into the same problems you've heard from everyone else. Finally contacted Amy, and we were able to get some relief. I think my bill originally was $698. I think I got a $520 some odd adjustment.
And the reason he was so emotional is because we did clear that up months ago after he tried to resolve it himself. And then just recently, he's gotten another one of these huge bills that shows he's using tens of thousands of gallons of water. He was explaining his wife has passed away. Yeah. It's just him in his home. There's no way he used that amount of water. And so now he's going through this again. Yeah. And so since they gave him one adjustment, you know, within the same 12-month period, technically, he wouldn't qualify for another one. So it's just to address City Council and say, hey, these things that they're applying and saying, oh, it's this adjustment. It's like, no, the problem is bigger than that.
Fix the problem. Find the source of the problem.
Right.
Yeah. So another man talked about how thousands of dollars were just automatically deducted from his bank account.
Yeah, and this is the whole problem with auto pay. We've told people from the beginning of this investigation that a lot of people don't realize that you have an error until the money comes out of your account because you're set up on auto pay. I would remove that. You can listen to Carl, who addressed City Council yesterday.
June 16th, I looked at my account and it was in the negative, $7,500. Now, let me tell you, that's the height of the summer. I got 2 kids. My boy comes up to me, Dad, it's Father's Day weekend. Let's celebrate. No, son. Dad, why don't we go somewhere on vacation? No, son. We're in the negative $7,500. What do you say to your kids when they ask you, let's do something? It's the height of the summer, Dad. We're supposed to have fun. You tell them to mind their own business. You tell them that you will explain it to them when you get to the bottom of this, because you can't show the kids fear. You can't cry in front of them. You have to be strong, and that's what a father does.
Really tough to listen to, actually. I mean, you feel for these people because we're not talking, again, about just, oh, they missed the mark by $10. Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. And then in many cases, when the city does say, oh, we were wrong, they'll give you a credit. So then if he receives a $7,000 credit to his account, how long is it going to take him to use that? It's still not money that he has to pay his bills.
So are you going to be continuing with this series now?
Yeah, we are going to continue with the series. We're going to hold these city council members accountable who said that they realize this is a big problem and they want to do something about it. A council member, Dave Martin, said, but realistically, we're in office for 2 more months before the election and a lot of them are moving on. That's not good enough. These problems have been going on the entire time they've been in office. So we want to know what they're doing about it. So we will continue to investigate.
All right, so if you need help, you can contact our team. This article on click2houston.com has an email link to email KPRC2 Investigates. You'll also find the countless stories of Amy solving problems for Houstonians. Just visit click2houston.com/drained.